Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our 2013 California Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. John Rice. His presenter is the head coach for La Quinta High School, Mr. Tom Jenkins. At one time, Tom Jenkins wrestled for John Rice, and now John Rice is Tom's assistant coach. John was a two-time inter-service champion representing the U.S. Marine Corps. He began his coaching career at Indio High School, where his record was 185, 8-1 over 17 years. His teams won 6 division championships and 15 league championships. At the time of his retirement, his teams amassed a 98 straight dual meet win streak. He was named the California Wrestling Coach of the Year in 1991. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the 2013 California Wrestling Hall of Fame, Mr. John Rice.
I feel very humbled to be here tonight and would like to just say a few short words. Hopefully it won't be too long. I'd like to thank especially the coaches that I had when I was actively competing, Coach Pat Bandy at Chaffee High School, and Coach Fred Burry at Mount Sac, and Frank Cheek at Humboldt State, and the late Ron Pineda that was my United States Marine Corps coach. And I owe a great deal to their efforts in trying to teach me how to wrestle. I want to thank my family and all my friends that are here tonight from the Indio area. My career in wrestling started, I might preface it as I was cut to wrestle. By that I mean there are many of you probably that are in the sport of wrestling for the same reason. You started out as basketball players. And in my juvenile, delusional mind, I thought I was a basketball player. I was actually the record holder for the smallest, shortest student to ever attend Manteca High School up in the Central Valley at 3'11", but 62 pounds solid muscle. My father was a minister and a prison warden. He was transferred to Chino Institution for Men in 1963. And I ended up at Chaffee High School thinking that I was going to make their starting varsity team in basketball. And I'd had a tremendous growth spurt. I think I was up to about 4'11" by that time. So I owe a debt of gratitude to Coach Jim Blake, who looked down at me and said, "Son, your skills are pretty good, you shoot pretty good, but I'm gonna have to let you go. I have 75 boys." So I went home and I started watching something called professional wrestling. And I had 3 brothers, myself, John, Mark, James, and Paul, and Dad would come home from work and I'd take the boys into the bedroom and I would hurt them. And I would memorize, Freddie Blassie and Mr. Moto, the Claw, and all this. And my father said, "Son, you're going out for wrestling." And I said, "Dad, I don't want to go out for wrestling." He says, "No, son, you didn't understand." So I went to my brother, just younger than myself, Mark, and I said, "Mark, Dad's making me go out for wrestling. Will you go with me?" And Mark was a very academic young man and never an athlete. But he said, "Okay, I'll go out with you." So with just 1 year, of experience in high school, a love for the sport that all of you loved started. And I just thank everything that ever happened about that sport for me. As I know you, it's not so much the wins and losses, it's the relationships that you have with one another. I see some of my competitors here tonight, Armin Brad and Raul Duarte. They were just wonderful guys to compete against, and we have some very good memories of those years. I want to also, it was stated earlier, thank my Creator and my Lord and Savior for giving me the ability to go out and try to do what we all love to do. I think I would like to best be remembered by you colleagues in the sport as one that tried to compete respectfully and treat my opponents respectfully. And for that, I want to say thank you very much for this honor tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.